What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. It is a late night Tuesday recording for us fellow officers. I don't know what I was going to call us. I don't know where the brain is at right now, to be honest.
Officers,
Chicks in the Office. I didn't know what to call Trent.
Chicks in the Office.
I didn't know what to call Trent. And listen.
For a while, we did actually try and discuss like what we would call our listeners. You know, like
Citizens. That's what I tweeted.
Yeah,
I remember tweeting that back then.
That's Trent,
because officers just sounds too.
They sound like the
narky.
police.
Yeah.
I'm not
sound
a narc.
like a bunch of narcs.
Yeah.
The officers. Citizens is great.
I'm not a narc.
I guess like chicks is just generic.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say
chicks.
here with us chicks, but then Trent.
Yeah, but Trent's
Chicky.
quasi chick.
Okay, sure.
Chicky sounds too much like cheapy to me.
Right.
I feel like then we're
I actually think Chicks is good. Chicks.
yeah,
It's easy. It's right there.
our chicks.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then like we're also the chicks,
In the
so
office.
it's complicated.
You know that show.
You're the chicks in the office. They're the chicks outside of the office.
Outside of the office.
By the way,
There's gotta
Noah,
be something
before we get
better.
started, I want to say, Noah, that sign behind you looks
Thank you,
fucking
Trent. Thank
awesome.
you. You're
It
the
looks
first
great.
person to
It looks
compliment
so
that. Thank
good.
you.
It looks really
It
good.
looks
This
so
sign,
nice.
This
in
sign
here.
over here looks pretty good.
Yeah,
that
Trent
sign
walked
over there
in, didn't
looks
even see that sign. He just looked at this
Yeah.
one like, wow.
so happy that
And
it's
Fran
Well, I
just
will
looked
say
down.
that Trent's direct vision is that sign.
It's perfect
He's
for
looking
him. It's
directly
perfect
at
for
you.
it's perfect
It's
for a
made
guest.
perfectly for Trent.
Yeah.
Should just look at that. If only it lit up. That's all I'm good. That's all.
No, I
can
like that
say.
it's not lit
Yeah, I
up.
like that's not lit
No,
up.
it would
Yeah.
be harsh on the eyes right now if it lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling tonight? How's the crowd feeling tonight?
Look, we haven't done this in a while. We used to record the Monday nights when we put the episode out on Tuesday. And wait, is that what we
No.
did?
It was because
Tuesdays.
one season
No,
aired on
because-
Tuesday
Pandemic.
nights because of
Whose season
Matt
was
James, right?
Matt
No.
season?
I think it was.
No, it was Tasha and Claire.
Claire.
We recorded.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Because that was in the fall. Matt James was in
Yep.
January.
Yeah, in
Claire
the
and
fall,
Tasha in the
we
fall.
recorded.
Claire and Tasha. Yep.
Was Tuesday nights.
Yep.
it's been a while.
Because
been a while. We were in the other
we
studio.
made all the Twilight comparisons, and that was
Yes.
late at night, and that was Claire and Tasha season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Claysha season.
I would say Claysha season is a good one. I would say I'm feeling, you guys didn't ask, but I'll say, I feel like I don't have an answer.
And that sums it up, everyone. That
Boy,
really sums it
you
up.
threw it to yourself and then didn't have an answer. That was
struck
awesome.
out.
Rhea, how are you feeling?
She does.
I just couldn't answer my own question.
Could not answer your own
She's
I
question.
couldn't answer my own question.
That
She's like-
is-
she's like,
that's
I'm
where
gonna-
we're at
I want to go
tonight.
take a lap.
No, she's like, I'm gonna take it upon myself to tell you guys how I'm feeling. I don't know. I just don't know.
Have a sip of water.
You know what my
Have a
teachers
sip
would
of
do in
water.
school, in high school? They'd be like, Maria, go take a lap.
Yeah,
Go take a lap and come back.
I feel okay. It's one of those times where I'm running on fumes a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, we have not, like we said, we have not done this
How
in
do
a
you
while.
do this
Monday
shit
and
sober?
Tuesday night.
You just go. You just go.
Jokes.
Monday and Tuesday night. And we are rolling into Bachelor in Paradise.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Monday, Tuesday.
It's a lot.
It is.
Spread out. Both, they spread it out where you're not watching. The second night doesn't really have any of the same people.
I actually like that. And it doesn't matter to people, I suppose,
It feels
who
like a different show.
Right, who don't recap the episodes. But for
Yeah.
us, like, usually what happens is a lot of things happen on Monday, and then by the time Tuesday's episode is over, the things that happened on Monday don't matter anymore. That's actually not the case. Like, everything on Monday was focused with Brendan, and then tonight there was almost no Brendan talk. So
Yeah.
it's like you're saying, different parties and different nights. So I mean, I guess we should probably go through Mondays.
Yeah, we'll start with Monday, but before we do that, huge fight coming up this weekend, August 29th. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley on Showtime. Everybody's got to watch Jake Paul fight. I think that is set in stone.
I'm watching Jake Paul fight.
Even if you don't watch boxing, you pay to watch Jake Paul fights. It's honestly annoying, but he brings in so many people.
You want to see what happens.
You have to see what happens. I've bought every fight Jake Paul has fought in, and I don't normally buy fights.
Same.
Have to admit it.
I also bought them, and I made my family pay for it. I was like, listen.
Have to do it.
We're in the fight game. You got to pay for the fights.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not doing no illegal shit.
Nope. We're going The Full Way with Showtime pay-per-view and Most Valuable Promotions. They're presenting the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight. It's a 5-fight pay-per-view event in Jake Paul's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Like I said, Sunday, August 29th. It's going to be so action-packed. It's going to be produced and distributed by Showtime Pay-Per-View. It's going to start live, special time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And the Barstool Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. And we'll have tons of ways to bet Fight Night along with special boosted odds and featured bets. If you're in New Jersey, the Sportsbook is in New Jersey now. So
it's live.
You can download that and get in on the action. The main event will feature, like we said, Jake Paul, the one and only, the problem child, against former UFC champion Tyron Woodley, the chosen one. They're going up against each other. I say this every time we talk about this fight, but Tommy Fury is also fighting on this card. If you watch Love Island UK, he will be participating. He has a match in the undercard. So really, what better reason to buy this? Because not only do you get to see Jake Paul, but you get a little glimpse of Tommy Fury, and who can get mad at that?
I want a little glimpse of Tommy
Me
Fury
too.
in my life.
Tickets are on sale now. You can be purchased at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com, or you can order the show, order the fight, order now. Go to the Showtime app or showtime.com/PPV and watch the event live on any supported device. It's also available via all major cable, satellite, and telco pay-per-view providers for $59.99. One more time, go to showtime.com/PPV to order now. We picked up where we left off. Demi was walking onto the beach and, like she said, direct quote, ready to fuck shit up. And she did that by taking Brendan out on a date. Brendan and Natasha have been kind of coupled up, sort of. So she wasn't too happy about that. But Demi had her eyes set on him. And I think a lot of the girls, find Brendan very attractive. They want to get to know him. Demi takes him on the date. They go jet skiing. They're talking. They're making out. And then Brendan says, I just, want to keep my options open. We could stay friends. And Demi was caught off guard.
Right. It was interesting. Demi's whole thing is to come down and fuck shit up and make a bunch of chaos happen. And then she goes on a date and immediately gets an ego check.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like Brendan almost stopped the Demi train immediately, being like, yeah, I mean, we're having a good time. These makeouts have been great. This date has been a lot of fun, but I want to keep my options open, which I understand how Demi sees that as a sort of rejection, but also Demi is there to keep her options open.
Yeah.
She wants to talk to more people than just Brendan, but she very much was offended by the way Brendan ended that date, for sure. But I also just think that, like, it's almost too early for that. Like, if everybody should keep their options open, I get how she could see that it's like a denial from Brendan, though.
This is why Demi is just an all-star Bachelor in Paradise contestant, because she just becomes a different person every season. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
Like, and there are people out there who hate Demi and hate her that she's back on the show and all those things. But for me, it's just like, she's there for a reason. She's there for a purpose. Seasons past, she's been the one who's shown up when she's clearly had other things going on at home.
Yes.
Now she's on and she's like, oh, how could Brendan have something going on at home? Or like saying that she didn't know who Brendan was. She didn't watch Tayshia's season, when she has like a billion tweets talking about Tayshia's season and being like, I love Tayshia and these boys are great and like the whole thing. So, she's there. She's playing Demi. You almost got to think of it as playing a role. It's funny because I don't think of the rest of the Bachelor in Paradise contestants like that, but for Demi, that is where I feel like she falls. So it was funny to see her like try and be like upset that Brendan was keeping his options open when Demi is there to pretty much do the same thing.
She's right. She's going to move on pretty quickly.
So let's talk about Piper. The girls and the guys are passing it around. It's like telephone. Oh, did you hear about Brendan? Brendan's got Piper. Are they in a relationship? Are they not? Do they know they're going to be on Paradise? Did they talk about it? Everybody is making, comparisons to Blake from last Paradise season, but Blake made it very clear on his Instagram that he was not in a relationship going on Bachelor in Paradise. He was just speaking with girls, which is fair. We don't know.
Sleeping with
It
a
is
lot
fair.
of them
But I
at
feel
what was
like-
that country?
Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
We just
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
a lot
Brendan's
of
in a
people get
relationship.
confused before people go on Paradise or Bachelor or Bachelorette, where it's like they're talking to a few people, and then all of a sudden it's like they had a boyfriend before this, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe they were just like talking and they didn't really have a boyfriend, and now they're going on the show and they're not with that person. Like that is allowed to happen.
I totally agree with that. I think there is a gray area, and it's starting to become a trend on Bachelor in Paradise where if you are even sort of talking to someone or you are maybe dating someone, but not even dating, I don't know, you get pinned down as this person who is now just a horrible like piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you can't get out of that. I just think that's like a bad trend for this show to get into.
It is, because it's frustrating they make us as viewers feel stupid. Like they're like trying, it's like they think we're stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, really, you think that we don't know all these people aren't DMing or talking before going on the show? Grocery Store Joe and Natasha literally host a podcast together.
Right.
Piper has been a guest on that podcast. Like, Natasha and Piper know each other. Natasha and Piper, there are pictures that we've seen of them also hanging out before Paradise. So it's like they all know each other.
Yep.
Stop trying to like think that you can get away with the viewers being like, ooh, let's make them all think that they don't know each other. We're not stupid. We know they all know each other. They need to just openly talk about that. Yeah, they all talk about who's going to go on Paradise. Like, I'd rather have Joe and Natasha on the beach being like, damn, can't believe we decided to do this together. Like,
Do you think they're trying to cater to two audiences?
Yes.
Like, we are clearly the social media audience.
Yes.
We're all over everything. We read everything.
right.
We
We're
see all
extremely
of it.
clued in.
Right.
Yes.
As clued in
Maybe
as you can
too
be.
clued in.
But then there are people who just watch the show.
For sure.
They're not on social media. Every time they see these people, it's on TV.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to balance that out. Eventually, they're going to have to go all
Yeah.
in on the social media side of it because that's just where it's going. Like you're saying, don't treat us like we're stupid.
Yeah.
We know what's going on. Just right now, they're in between.
Yeah, it is definitely an in-between. And Brendan kind of tried to make it seem like, he doesn't know if Piper's going to show up or not. It's just a whole load of baloney.
We know Piper's showing up because they talked about it. They both were like, you're going to Paradise. I'm going to Paradise. See you in Paradise.
They
Right?
go,
Yes.
yes,
It's
the name of the game.
100%. The producers are reaching out to all of them. They're definitely all talking amongst each other like, hey, what'd they offer you? Oh, they offered me. Are you going to go? Are you not going to go? Like, they clearly all talk about this. So it's ridiculous to think that Brendan and Piper, when there's straight up articles being written about them before Paradise, like saying that they're dating, that they wouldn't be like, hey, I signed on to do Paradise. Hey, I signed on to do Paradise.
It definitely came up.
100% it did. And that's why it feels like Brendan is really trying to procrastinate right now. Like, it's like, ooh, I'm gonna play the field. I'm gonna talk to girls. Like, Natasha, I'm liking you more and more every day, but like not gonna commit to anything. Makes me think that like maybe Natasha knows that Brendan's just waiting for Piper. They're just playing this waiting game here, because this is the thing. Brendan and Piper can say, all right, we're gonna go to Paradise together. They're gonna fuck with us and send us in at different times. You have to make sure you don't get sent home.
Right. Oh, that's true. Because I was thinking if
Brendan can't be sent home, then their whole plan goes kaput.
Right, because I was thinking if I were Brendan and I knew Piper was coming, I would have said no to the Demi date.
Right,
But-
and then he'd probably get sent home.
Right. I hadn't thought about that part of
Yes.
it. You have to, unfortunately, you have to lead them on,
Yeah,
get a rose until the person you actually want comes down the stairs who you know is coming down the stairs.
yeah. And that person is Natasha. And whether she knows that or not remains to be seen. But I would think she would have some kind of idea.
How about this? At that point, if you're Brendan and Piper, just date in real life.
Right? Don't even go on the show.
Here's a novel
makes
idea.
no sense.
Right.
Don't even go to Paradise.
Like, why are maybe they want to be on TV? I don't know what it is, but like you're really jumping through a lot of hoops
Yeah.
and potentially hurting people's feelings when you could just date in real life.
If I had to guess, also, producers probably really chased after them to come on.
Yeah.
Like I would think that they pushed really hard for them, because they are kind of missing a lot of big key players on the, on like the girl side. I think like Brendan is is the highest you could get on Tayshia. You know, it was either him. You know, it was came down to him. Katie, there are other guys showing up, but not. I don't think we're getting like Andrew or Michael or Blake. Obviously. Who was the other option?
How crazy would that be?
Who was the other one? That's not Blake.
Oh boy.
Fucking Greg. Duh. Jesus Christ. Greg's not going to Paradise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Justin.
I think Justin said no to Paradise also.
Oh, okay.
So I think they were really trying to lock in where they knew they could cause some drama, and that's bringing in Piper. That's bringing in Kendall, like having, they go for grocery store Joe, they go for Kendall, they go for Thomas. Like,
do we know if there's like a substantial payday attached to going to Paradise or no? Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it by the week?
I don't know if it's by the week or if it's a one sum amount. I think it might be one sum amount. I'm pretty sure they've talked about this on Jason Tartick's podcast, his Trading Secrets, because I'm pretty sure I saw an article that he had Dean on, and Dean talked about how like he went on Paradise because they fucking paid him a lot of money.
That.
I guess it would make sense to not pay by the week, because then that'd be incentive to just stay only for money.
Yeah, like different people definitely get offered different amounts.
Yeah,
right.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like Demi probably gets a nice
I think
chunk
Demi
of change
got
to show up.
Probably the most out of everybody on that
That's what I'm
cast,
saying. Like
by far.
Yeah.
Except
they're
David
paying
Spade.
these people.
And Lil Jon probably.
Yeah. And that's another reason why Brendan and Piper may have said,
that's what
like,
I was thinking, yeah.
Hey, they're going to pay us this amount to go on and like pretend to date other people, and we know we're going to like come out of this together.
Right, you're not going to make that money dating in real life.
Certainly not.
I'm coming around on
the quickest like $100,000s of dollars you're going to make in 3 weeks.
How much it is?
No way it's that much.
I will tell you right now. I'm going to look it up. I want to say
I don't even
Dean
think Wells
made
is getting nearly that much.
Dean,
I would say like Wells is getting. I'm basing this off nothing, but 20 grand.
I have no idea.
They're 40.
It's 3 weeks of work. I think.
Yeah.
3 to 4
and
weeks.
he's like been on it. He's a staple of the show now. Like he has, like people want him there. Everyone else is just like a contestant.
It might be more money than you're thinking.
I don't think. You think they're throwing out like over 100 to like.
It's a big network.
But there's a ton of people on that show. Like.
Oh wait, they want.
That'd be a lot of money.
Okay, wait, no, false.
Fact checking ourselves.
Rewind. So they talked about how much money they were each offered for different different shows. So he said that, hey, they said, this is the quote. They hit me up and they're like, hey, do you want to do Bachelor in Paradise, this other show? It pays $400 a day and you could be there for up to 30 days or something like that. So I was like, oh yeah, great. $400 a day, 30 days, $12,000. That's fantastic. On the advice of friends, Dean asked producers for $800 per episode based on his popularity, but accepted a counteroffer of $600, so you can negotiate. He also claimed to have knowledge of other talent being paid $1,000 per appearance on the popular spinoff.
$1,000 a day.
Yeah. For season 6 of Bachelor in Paradise, Dean said he was determined to make more and requested a whopping $20,000 per episode or some absurd amount, though he later agreed to a nominal raise.
Oh my God.
He's
that
like,
just
I'm living
woke
out of a
me up.
van. Like,
Aim high, baby. Aim high. All they can say is no.
When I said it too, I was so
That is
vindicated. I
so
was like,
true.
they're not going to get
Most
me for
things.
$1 less than what I need. And then eventually, as time wore on, I said, screw it. I think I went down to like $602 a day.
All right, so we're not talking.
Okay,
big
we're not
money.
talking big money.
It's
we're
also like a
talking
free vacation. Like you.
Right. That's what I see. Free
I was
vacation
talking
with
about
all-
okay, so The Bachelor. Both of them were approached to be The Bachelor.
Who are we talking about?
Dean and Jason.
Okay.
Dean said he passed on the producer's offer of $75,000.
See, if the Bachelor's getting offered 75, there's no way any of those.
Jason said he was offered $25,000 more than Dean, but also turned it down. So Jason was offered $100K to do Bachelor.
That seems like a
And
fair
that
rate.
Jason
How
says
much
that
was he offered?
$100,000.
Oh my God.
And that Colin and
Oh, wait,
Blake
that's
were
not that
also
much. I mean, that's-
offered
I mean, it's a good amount
$100,000.
of money, like for like a couple months. of, like,
$100,000
just like dating girls
to
like,
fucking be The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Are we taking crazy pills?
and
That's
you get,
ridiculous.
You get a ton of followers, you'll get more money because of that. Like
How
Yeah.
long does it take to film The Bachelor? 2 months?
yeah, like a couple months.
Literally 2-3 months max. 3 months max.
You
3 months max.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good money.
Yeah, so Bachelor in Paradise. All right, so they're getting paid by the day. So yeah, you're really trying to stay on there. You're
Wow,
really
you were
trying to
thinking
make
weeks.
sure
You were thinking weeks. It's the days.
paid by the days.
They might be doing hours.
Yeah, you're like, I
Couple-
need $500 more. I gotta stay another
Yeah.
day.
You go rose chasing. Okay.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But Piper and Brendan, we're gonna see what happens. Piper's gonna show up. Victoria P was also the major point in Monday's episode. She was rose chasing, as the ladies called it. She didn't even remember James's name one time, but she wanted James's rose, and she was gonna get it. But Tammy put an end to that.
Fucking Tammy.
Tammy.
Coming in with fist
Tammy
blazing.
was like, I don't forget. Justice for, shit, what was her name? Alea?
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 Can't remember.
I think Alea.
Remember the one that was fighting with Victoria P on Peter's season, got sent home because of what Victoria P said? Alea.
I do remember that.
Alea.
Yes, I do remember that. I
Yes.
do remember that. Yeah, I was happy to see Victoria P go. Just sometimes she's too much.
Yeah, and this is a petty comment. It is. I'm going to say it, but her eyebrows were bothering me.
Okay.
There's a certain,
Okay, then.
there's like,
Okay.
I'm just going to say it. I know it's petty, and she's an absolutely stunning girl, but like, it's very in style right now to brush your eyebrows up, and that's great. I'm all for that. But when you brush them all the way up, you gotta just push them down a little bit. Like, she had them plastered up on her face where it looked like she was shocked. Like, it looked like wind blew in her face. And she had she looked surprised all the time because her eyebrows were pushed all the way up. You don't
petty.
really know what I'm talking about,
No,
Trent,
I
but
don't.
it is extremely petty. I have no good reason for it. That was my gut feeling.
So this is one of the cases where it seems like Victoria P did have someone back home.
Yeah, she tried to get away with a little break up and now I'm going to go on Paradise, which is fine because it's the same sort of thing. Producers probably approached her and said, hey, you want to do Paradise? She's like, yeah, let me just dump this aspiring country singer real quick.
Aspiring country
I'll get-
singer. Sounds like a Mad Lib. A fun one.
Not named Jed Wyatt. And
R.I.P.
get on.
alive.
He is alive.
I don't know. R.I.P. his podcast, maybe? Is this
I think
podcast still
he's
going?
still
Jed Talks
Has
still going.
Jed
Jed Talks is
Jed is still
alive.
talking.
I don't know. I haven't listened to a single episode, but
did
it is
put out
my
one
favorite.
episode.
It's my favorite podcast.
When that drops,
did put out
everyone will
one
stop what they're
episode.
doing.
Oh yeah. Well, because then he put a drop date, and then I think some legislation or some suits came his way.
Yeah.
ABC dropped the hammer.
It's got to
for
get
sure.
leaked. Like, can he leak it? Like, oh, I don't know the file. I don't know who had the file.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, stuff gets out of the
Every
Pentagon.
Monday,
Oh, it is going
Jed
on.
Talks.
But we all know that's not the real Jed Talks.
Right.
We know that the real Jed
Yeah.
Talks
That's-
is under
that-
That's
also-
like the Kanye leaks.
He
like,
also
that's
has
not the
not.
album.
The Jed Talks pod Instagram has not been active since July 10th.
Right. That podcast is Jed talks about what ABC lets him talk about.
Yeah.
I want the original
Jed
Jed talks.
actually talks.
Yes.
An actual podcast.
Yeah, but Victoria.
You're killing me with this. That's not the real
That's
Jed
not the real
Talks.
Jed Talks.
It's not.
We know that there's a real Jed Talks out there.
One day we'll get the truth. Victoria got caught up in this big time. Tammy not only had the receipts, but she had Kelsey there to back her up because Kelsey also lives in Nashville. She said they run in the same circles. She could also verify to James that there was something going on. And when James goes to confront Victoria about it, she totally dug herself into a hole. He was so calm.
Yep.
He was asking her very valid questions. And she was like, "Can you just relax a bit?"
And he's like, his heart rate's at
handled-
65. He's like,
He
I'm
handled
fine.
it so well. He was like, "I could not be more calm. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the truth."
She's like, you're freaking out right now.
She's like, "I just
Okay?
gotta go." Like, she removed herself from the conversation. She knows she's done. She also tried to confront Tammy and Kelsey, and they were like, "Look, we caught you in a lie. We have the receipts. We know you're lying." And she didn't want to hear that either. She just kept telling them she loves them. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit.
Right, like, yeah, and the first thing she said to Tammy and Kelsey when she walked up to them, she said, "We're friends, right?"
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
They were like,
They were like,
Maybe
okay.
Kelsey, kind of. They run in the same circles, but
Yeah.
certainly not Tammy.
No, Tammy and-
has no warm feelings towards Victoria.
No.
Tammy's
I don't think
has
she likes
no warm
anyone.
feelings towards
Yeah.
anyone. Don't we remember this from Tammy?
Oh, yeah.
Tammy's
like-
ruthless. Tammy is ruthless.
Tammy will fuck you
Which is
up.
why I said Tammy and Aaron might make a perfect couple. They're just ready to fucking take out their
She
enemies.
seems like someone who would say bro a lot too.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I sometimes say bro though. So I don't know if I would fuck
But like
you up.
ironically. Or do you? Do you actually?
I don't
say
know.
it?
Sometimes it just comes
You're
out.
just like, hey,
I'm like,
bro.
listen to this. I don't know.
I don't really think you ever say that.
Not to you.
Not to
Certainly
me.
not to you.
Certainly not to me.
Oh,
Certainly,
you're
because I
trying
know
to it's like
you're not a bro person.
No, I never.
So I don't say bro to you.
so you adapt.
have
to-
never called
I
somebody
adapt to
bro.
my surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You speak like very fancy
I
English. when you're around
occasionally
friends.
throw in a dude when it's necessary.
Oh,
but
I'm a
even
big
that.
dude. I don't even want to be, but I'm a big
Yeah.
dude person. I don't
Yeah.
even want to be, but sometimes it's like, dude,
Yeah,
you know, can't even help it.
dude. Victoria sent herself home because she knew she was done.
For the best.
She's just like, hand's been caught in the cookie jar,
Yeah.
and I'm sending myself home.
My favorite part of it, and I said this on Cutting Stems, was when Victoria sent herself home talking to James. She said, I don't want you to think any less of Tammy and Kelsey. And he was like,
I don't.
I don't. It's all good. I'm actually quite grateful for them because
Yeah.
they told me what was going on with you. And she was like, okay,
Yeah.
I love you. No, she didn't say that. But then she left. And then in the SUV, it just said that I don't need the beach. I have something at
Yeah,
home.
why do I have to search? I already got it.
All right, Victoria P.
Yeah.
That was a lot for nothing.
Yeah.
A lot for nothing.
So Victoria's gone. We know what's happening. There is a fight, a scramble for this last rose because we know that now James's rose is up for grabs. Serena tried to make something work with Aaron. Did not work. I will say Tammy handled that very well. Like she was like, go give it a try. Make out with him. See if I care. She didn't. And it didn't matter because she got the rose.
Right. And then Tammy, I believe, pulled Aaron aside, mounted him, and then
Correct.
was like, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep a rose.
That certainly is. Wells did the whole rose ceremony, which was great.
So good.
Let's just have Wells.
I don't really know why we need this rotating cast of characters. It should just be Wells.
I feel like this was almost like a little test where they tried out
Yeah.
these people and they were like, okay, we're probably just going to go with Wells after this.
It's weird because Wells is the host. You know what I'm saying? Like Wells is doing the rose ceremonies. Wells is talking to people. Wells is announcing things. These other quote unquote hosts are like there for like shticks. They're like
Right.
hosting. They're doing dates.
And
They're making jokes.
Spade would come out and roast everybody.
Yeah.
He would do crowd work. And then he would leave and
Yeah.
Wells would do the roast ceremony. It's becoming very clear that Wells is just going to be the host in the future.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's for social. Like
For
David
sure.
Spade, Lil Jon, all that is just so there's
Name
like some
recognition.
social talk about it. The social media.
But now the social talk is like, it should just be Wells.
Yeah.
Right, but it's still
And-
they're talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. And I would imagine that they were talking about a lot about money on this one, but they probably had to pay Spade a
Oh,
decent amount.
have to.
Lance Bass. Like these are big names that you're trying to get in there when
How long do you think David Spade was actually there for? Like one day
One day.
or
2 days max.
Two
and
days.
he put in zero effort.
Zero. He had
if I had to
no
guess-
enthusiasm whatsoever.
If I had to guess,
And
I
I
would
know
say
that's like
max
the-
3 days.
Yeah. Agreed.
I know it's like David Spade's thing is like, oh, that's just David Spade's personality. It's like, all right, well, he's on Paradise. Let's get
Yeah.
a little pizzazz going. Let's get some excitement.
I think it also-
he was kind of funny, but it was also like he just seemed like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right, which
just
is
shows-
part of like his
Yeah.
thing. But like
Yeah.
I also makes me realize that I want people who want to be there. Like Wells is just like, I'm here.
But also, I
wanna
think
do
it shows
this.
how like actually like little Chris Harrison was involved. Like he's not. They don't even do that much.
No.
Like they just show up like once an episode and they're like, oh here.
Well, especially on Paradise.
Yeah, that's
they're
what I'm
really,
saying, like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They had to try and find other ways to incorporate the hosts into the show now that it's like these big name people. Because like you weren't going to Chris's restaurant and him
No.
hosting dates like when they were doing regular Paradise. Now they have it with Lance Bass. But yeah, David Spade's time came to an end. Monday night, he went home, as did Serena C, Kelsey, who had a momentary faint situation during the rose ceremony, and was fine, and Victoria.
I'm not meaning to laugh, but like,
It was,
I mean, look, my heart goes out to her because she was sweaty.
she was sweaty.
Like, really, it's one thing to be like, fake faint. No, she looked like she was going to faint.
you know
like,
what? I'm sure it's a long day. Like, can you
Long Canyon is
imagine
so
they're
fucking
drinking,
hot.
they're in the sun, and then
Right.
you could catch yourself at any moment being like, oh my God, I need some water. And then when
Yeah.
you don't have it, you could easily go down. Like,
Yep.
most
Easily.
of the time you can grab water. But say you don't have it in that second.
New environment. It's so hot. You have all the fucking lights pointed at you in the rose ceremony.
I could go down.
And I'm pretty sure we talked to somebody at one point where they said that AC is hard to come by.
There's no AC there.
Right.
I'm pretty sure none.
Not even where they
Like
sleep.
there's like zero.
That-
I couldn't
What?
do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
No way.
Not
You-
even. Oh, well, Noah travels with his fan.
You
Yeah.
could smart.
Yeah.
You could pay me $1 million a day, and I wouldn't go down there if there's no AC.
I agree.
No
you just
AC.
can't do it.
So even if they wanted you to pull luggage, you wouldn't go.
I would because I
You're
wouldn't
like,
be there for
not
very long.
unless I get an AC room.
Right. I become a diva.
Imagine just for you, they do it.
No, because I would only be there for like a day. If I had
Yeah.
to stay there for, if I had to
extended
And
sleep,
you probably would be staying somewhere else.
I'd
Yeah.
stay at the
Jay,
hotel.
Like, you think
for-
David Spade's sleeping with no AC?
No.
There's
Oh, no, he's at the
shot.
hotel.
No, he's
Yeah.
at the nice fucking
He's at
Yeah,
the
he's
Four
hotel.
at the
Seasons.
resort.
Yeah.
So
He's
yeah,
at the Four Seasons Maui.
I think that was probably a real faint moment from Kelsey.
Absolutely. And then, to be honest, like, we were pretty sad to see Victoria go. We really did not get enough time with her on Paradise. I said it on Cutting Stems. She fits so much better on Paradise than she did on Bachelorette. Like, that was not her show because the Bachelorette, like, it was like she tried to make it all about her. And the Bachelor, she's not the Bachelor. The Bachelor, she's trying to make it all about her, and it's the Bachelor. Like, it's the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Paradise, she can try and make it all about her and art, whatever, try and get in relationships, date other people, and it would have been entertaining. She had some great moments with Demi, but they just beach isn't big enough for the both of them.
And I didn't even have the urge to call her Coochie Monster once,
Not
which I think
once.
shows great restraint for myself and her. Like, it shows her growth as well.
Yeah,
She did ha-
wasn't annoying. I did
No.
not find her annoying at one moment.
At one point, I looked at her and said, you know what? It looks like she's listening thoughtfully to
Yeah.
whoever's speaking.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
Yep.
She looks like maybe for a little round circle, I'd enjoy her in there.
She did have that moment with Tajwan, was it?
yeah, she
Where-
had a moment with Tajwan, but it's like it was so aggressive on Tajwan's part.
Right, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. But we still got a little bit of Victoria where she just immediately goes, "You're crazy. You're too crazy to talk. I can't talk to you. You're too crazy."
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like you're saying
Yeah.
in Paradise, that's fine. I'll watch that all day long. I am also sad that she's gone.
I know.
wanted to see more interactions between her and Demi. It's too bad.
I honestly felt bad for her in that moment because girl was just trying to find a rose. She knew knew she was screwed. She had a conversation with Trey. There was no kiss. There was no nothing. All she did was talk to Trey, and Tajwan freaked out. So, sadly, the goddess Victoria's time has come to an end. Those three were sent home. That was the end of Monday night's episode, which takes us to Tuesday night's episode. The big man on campus showed up Tuesday night. Thomas, the guy everybody couldn't stop talking about. The boys, he occupies their brains. All of them. Everyone from Katie's season, they can't stop thinking about it.
This
Thomas.
6'6" man is
This
living
6'6" man.
in all of their heads.
Yep.
We don't necessarily want him there. Do we not want him there? Like,
Yeah.
I am so confused on how to feel about Thomas at this point because I'm like, wait a second.
Right.
Why do we even hate Thomas that much? I feel like we're just listening to Aaron's big mouth yap away.
Yeah.
We don't even like Aaron at this point, that dumb
No.
idiot.
No.
He's just fucking yapping away about Thomas wanting to be the Bachelor. It's like, okay, we're over it. Thomas wants to be the Bachelor. So do you.
Yeah.
Aaron, you are dying. You are literally salivating at the mouth to be the Bachelor, Aaron.
Although
So
Trey too. Trey was
they
like,
all
I
want to be
hate
the
No, but it's
Bachelor. They
incredible.
all want to be
It's
the Bachelor.
No, I'm saying
incredible
Trey
that they're
hates
all
Thomas.
shitting on a guy for like being on reality TV and like being a narcissist or whatever. Like when they're all also on reality TV, like they're all on the same show here. And I don't particularly like Thomas.
Right.
Like I really find him kind of icky. I think he is very Josh Murray like, and I fell
Yes.
into Josh Murray's charm during Andy's season, and I'll never let myself do that again. And
Oh shit, he is really Josh Murray.
he's Josh Murray. He's totally Josh Murray. 100%. Where he like doesn't seem that bad, very charismatic, girls love him, but deep down like he's probably an asshole.
Right, but the problem is that on the other side of it, we're dealing with a couple of babies.
Babies.
Aaron and Trey, even before Thomas got there,
James too.
James too. They're talking about Thomas before he got there. Oh, you wouldn't believe this guy. blah 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 blah, and it's
You wouldn't believe this guy. He wants to be the Bachelor.
right. And then the best part was when Thomas came down and all the girls were like, we don't care what you guys are saying because that guy is 6'6" and he is hot.
Yeah.
And like we don't give a shit about what you guys are saying.
I really like want to know how I would feel or how you would feel if we were on that beach and Thomas walked down those stairs. How the fuck would we feel?
I think
I'd
you'd
give him
feel
a
the same
shot.
exact way. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
At this point, I think so too.
I
like
think every woman
this 6'6"
also-
man comes walking down
Oh,
the
yeah.
stairs, good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He wants to be the Bachelor.
Yeah. Look, I think,
okay.
I think every woman also, like, you can believe your friends or these guys. You don't really know them. So it's like, you got to see it for yourself, which is why I think Serena said yes to the date. Like, I think Serena was like, okay, I hear everyone. I'm a good judge of character. I'll go on this date with him, see how it is, and see what happens. And that worked out just fine. But for him to come down and like everybody, of course, they're all going to freak out.
I just don't think the things that Thomas did on his season of The Bachelorette warrant
this,
the
yeah.
reaction from Aaron and Trey still.
Yeah.
Maybe on the season, I get it. You're in a bubble. Everybody's fighting for time. You're trying to figure out how you're going to get more time with Katie, and you're just trying to figure that whole situation out. But then you're on the beach in paradise. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? For them to still care this much, and I get that it's probably more than just him wanting to be the Bachelor and admitting that. He went around when he was apologizing to them, like, for different reasons. But even all of that combined, it doesn't warrant all of this.
Yeah, it all seems pretty ridiculous. And, he did choose Serena P to go on the date with him. And it did seem like they have a good time. Grocery store Joe, credit to him. Like, I just feel like he's living in this deja vu situation.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, great. Remember when I had Kendall and then that big fuck Leo showed up and took her on a date? And like he was basically Fabio.
Leo, I fucking forgot about that.
Me too.
And I had to deal with it. He's like, it's happening again. Thomas, 6'6", Thomas comes down and is taking my girl on a date. Joe had a very funny moment in his interview. He was like, yeah, Leo, fuck him still. Literally, fuck that guy.
I love Joe so much.
Fuck that guy
It hurts.
still.
Joe, I
He
love
handled
Joe
that
as
so
well.
I mean, Joe also,
love
just
his
gotta say,
personality.
looks like he has been abandoned on an island for weeks.
I was just going to
does.
say, he might stick around when the crew leaves and the
Oh my
casting.
God,
See,
the-
this
the-
is
Home
just...
Alone,
just
where they
to think
forget that
about
he's
life.
there.
Yes.
Man.
He just needs to sit there and think about life for
He
a
needs
minute.
he needs to find some kind of walking stick and just
Yeah.
like start
Yeah.
walking up and down the beaches. He
Tom
looks
Hanks
like
in
he's
Castaway.
been stranded for so long. It's almost to the point where you see him talking and he's just like, if she wants to go on a date, she's gonna go on a date.
He's
Like,
so
Can't
beaten
stop
down
her.
and defeated. He's like, whatever
Even when
comes
she went
my
back to him,
way.
he was like, well, yeah, it's good that she like is back with me. Like, she wasn't even that excited.
yeah,
It's like, I hope she has a bad time, but she's going to go.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like he's holding his breath a little bit at every turn. He doesn't know what's going to happen. But on the date with Serena, they got to talking and she asked, like, hey, can you explain, like, what the drama was? And he said, we talked about the different problems in interrupting Aaron, taking his time. And then with Trey, he said that he is, young. He thinks of him as like a younger brother. They started off, good friends when the show started, but that he's like emotionally, I forget the exact word
Was it
he used.
insecure?
Emotionally unstable. I don't know, something like that. Something along those lines.
It wasn't immature the way that it came
It wasn't
out.
immature. That is what Tajwan told Trey.
Yeah.
Because after they come back for the date and Thomas apologizes to the men from his season, which felt somewhat sincere and somewhat performative. I think he knew that, like, if he didn't make nice with these people, he was going to be fucked, because he clearly got the impression that all the girls or all the boys were telling all the girls that
And
they
it's
didn't
having
like
an
him.
effect how they
right, like
perceive
the
him.
girls,
Yeah. Right.
like Tajwan basically saying to his face, like, we all the guys don't like you, so I think that's the girls, like, are getting that idea.
Right.
So he goes and apologizes. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, all right. Like, Aaron was like, I need my space. Please
Shut up, Aaron.
Please respect my privacy at this time.
Well,
I want
Trey-
someone to just fucking push Aaron. Like,
Yeah.
just so bad.
Trey was understanding and accepting
Trey
of the apology.
accepted it until
And that unraveled. But Aaron said he needs space and time. Dude,
Yeah.
just fucking
Get
take the
over
apology
it.
and who cares?
Like, what is Aaron's fucking deal?
Unless something happened that we didn't see or don't know about.
There must be, because Aaron
I don't
is
know.
so stuck on hating Thomas that it's actually bizarre. As like, just as like a human being, as a man, I look at Aaron less than, because I'm like, if you're so stuck on this, how much of a bitch are you about other things in life?
I just
like,
find it so
what is
hard
going
also
on?
to hate someone that much
Right,
for
that
like
you
what
don't even really
seems like a
know.
ridiculous reason, and to hold on to it so hard, like that eats at you. Like you become a bad person when no one wants to be around you when you just actively hate someone.
Right, and
All the time.
it's become a part of Aaron's personality, just hating Thomas, and that's not what you want. Because you know who's not thinking about this? Thomas. Thomas doesn't give a fuck about Aaron. He's just living his life, and Aaron is over in the corner like, I hate that guy
Thomas
so much.
is
I will
winning right
say
now.
For sure.
that clearly some people do like Thomas. I did see on Abigail's Instagram story tonight, she, Chelsea, and Serena C were watching the episode, and they were posting Instagram stories, and they said, you know, like, in this house, like, we stand at Thomas. So like those three girls like him. So I guess he maybe makes some kind of turnaround, or the girls realize, hey, maybe Aaron's out of his fucking minds, and
it needs
we
to
don't
come out
need
at
all the
some
reasons.
point.
But Serena told the girls, you know, what he had said on the date, and lost the communication. It gets said that Thomas said that Trey was emotionally immature, which Tajwan runs to Trey to say, and Trey says to Thomas, like, I'm fucking done talking to you. Like, he was like, I don't even want to hear what you say. I'm over it. I'm done. I gave you another chance. It is what it is. And he walks away. So I don't know how they're going to resolve any of this Thomas stuff. It's going to drag on. I'm assuming some
For
kind
no
of
reason.
altercation is going to happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little tussle on the beach.
There's no way Aaron doesn't try and punch this guy, right? Like,
Oh my God, Thomas would kick Aaron's ass.
Please do it.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know,
Are
but
we
I'm
all
pretty
Team
sure.
Thomas?
like, do you
now?
think they're all just kind of jealous of him?
It could be. You know?
You know, like, I don't get it. They're like,
I feel like
because
men
they're
show
all
jealousy
making
in weird
jokes.
ways.
Like, Aaron's like, yeah, is he talking about how big he is? Like, they're just
Aaron said he's like, yeah, he's insecure because all he talks about is how tall he is. It's like, but you're talking
Yeah.
about how tall he is.
As a tear slowly rolls down
it's
Aaron's
just
cheek because he
really
wishes he was 6'6".
confusing.
Yeah,
It's bizarre.
But the only issue with this is that, as much as I would love to go all in on Thomas and be like, I'm Team Thomas, what you say about him is correct, friend.
I still don't really like him is the thing, which is funny because I want to like him because of how much they all seem to hate him for no reason.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know, deep down, they clearly hate him because they just think he's a bad person, I guess. But
Neither side is great.
and I just don't have that strong of a reaction towards Thomas. You know, like,
I feel
he doesn't
so indifferent
Yeah,
about
he does
Thomas.
not evoke that much emotion to hate him that much or to like him that much.
Maybe Aaron wants to fuck Thomas.
I don't know what's going on between those two, but what really became hot and heavy was Riley coming onto the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Riley and his big ass biceps.
I imagine sexual healing playing while Riley walks onto the beach.
Riley comes onto that beach, and the girls are freaking out. They love seeing him too. Tajwan actually really seemed like she wanted time with him, which she did not get. He chose to take Maurissa on a date, and she has been with Connor B. And that seemed to be going well, and Connor B, you know, finds her very attractive. However, Riley has a date card, asks her on a date, and when she comes down the beach, look for this date. First of all, girl popped off. She was like, I got this date with Riley. I'm wearing my best outfit.
Yep.
She
Stunning.
looked so good. Where it almost seemed like the rest of the beach didn't even know who she was.
Right.
Like, they were watching her. They were like, oh my God, who is that? And they were like, she looked so good. And Jasenia tried to tell Connor, be like, go talk to her, and like, before the date starts, whatever.
I forgot that Jasenia told him to do that.
Yeah, Jasenia
was
told
like,
him
really?
to do it.
Bad advice.
Bad advice.
Jasenia.
Bad advice. Because he went up to her and was like, hey, you got a second to talk? She was like, yeah, if you do it right here really fast and before Riley sees.
She wanted nothing to do with it.
he was like, you got time to chat? And she was like, I like, you want to leave this area right now and go chat? And she was like, I can see Riley over your shoulder. So
no way, Jose. My man's coming down the beach.
I respected it so much because Connor B does not stand a fucking chance against Riley.
I think even he saw Riley coming. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna bow out.
It was honestly sad how much they cut to Connor in his interview being like, I'm not worried. It's fine.
Totally
it's just
fine.
a date.
All
totally
good.
fine. We got a great connection.
Not fine, Riley.
And
I mean Connor, because Riley's
so
taking her to the
not
boom boom room.
So not fine. They go to Lance's, restaurant. Lance Bass is this whole setup in front of them. They lift their plates. They basically play Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, whatever the hell the name is, the James Corden's game that he plays on his show. So they have all this disgusting food in front of them. Lance Bass has all these questions. They can either answer it or eat. They did eat for certain things, cow tongue.
They seemed okay with it.
Which they both enjoyed.
Riley in particular.
Riley's
having a good time.
Riley liked it. There was, of course, some questions that they did answer, which is, Maurissa loves sex.
Every day.
Oh, yeah.
It's big.
It's every day,
part
bro.
of her.
Every day.
And I think a light bulb went off in Riley's head and was like,
we're living in a day right now.
Yeah, he was like,
We're
every day.
inside of a
today
day.
does end in Y.
It's happening today.
And the sexual chemistry was steamy. Like it was so mean. They kept cutting back to Connor. He's playing his fucking ukulele, and these two are just staring deep into each other's eyes, like they wanted to get the hell out of there as soon as they could.
Yeah, they were like, see you, Lance Bass. We want nothing to do with you.
We're headed straight to the boom boom
Connor's
room.
just got to get rid of all of his instruments. That part of him, I get that he likes to do it and whatever, but like it's just.
It's also so sad though because like. Connor could potentially have been playing that song before they even left for the date. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he's sitting. He might not have even been sitting waiting for.
Yeah, like they walk away and he immediately goes and grabs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way they cut it together makes him look so pathetic.
That is probably true, but even I think the credit scene for tonight's episode was him in front of a bunch of the people on the beach singing a song. It's like
he was in his bunk playing his
guitar. It's not exuding the
guitar.
sexual energy that you think that it might be. It's actually doing the opposite.
No, so they really just laid it on thick there, going back and forth. Riley and Maurissa were clearly getting it on. We got the whole night cam in the boom boom room situation, and Connor is not going to be happy when he hears about this. I forget who is the one who tells him, but in the preview for next week, one of the girls was like, did you know Morris and Riley slept in the boom room last night? And he was like, oh, his face. Oh, I hate laughing because it's mean because, this guy's striking out majorly.
Yeah,
Somebody gives
but
a man a make out.
Bring that girl back on.
Stat.
Somebody pay a girl to
that would
make
be
out.
great.
But in this situation, he just
Somebody, please pay.
Somebody put out a
to
fucking
make out with
casting
Connor.
call for
This time
Connor
they just
B's
fully
girlfriend.
pay a girl to like fuck.
David Spade, will you make out with Connor?
in this specific situation, he just never stood a chance.
Never.
As soon as Maurissa and Riley started vibing on that date, it was Connor B never
As
even
soon as
thought was
Maurissa
not-
walked down that beach in that outfit, you knew she was only trying to get Riley.
Yeah, respect.
And they were, they're talking about their basketball team that they want to have.
That's how
their
many kids they wanna
and-
have.
Yeah, like they're so on the same track, and Connor is going to be big time left in the dust.
Oh yeah.
Majorly.
Unless that girl that they casted comes down those steps, Connor B is getting kicked off that beach.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not even trying to be mean. I'm just stating facts here.
No, I agree with that.
No, you're right. And those were really the major moments from Tuesday. There was a little back and forth with like Tajwan and Trey, and she clearly wanted to go on that date with Riley, but Trey stepped up and was like, I like you, and they made out, everything's okay. We keep talking about Trey's uncle.
Uncle Ant.
Keep saying it over and over
Uncle
again.
Anthony.
Uncle
Stop
Anthony.
talking about the uncle.
Did you see Uncle
Trey's
Anthony?
a better kisser than Uncle Anthony.
I did, yeah.
The third Oppenheim.
Yeah.
Wait, he's the bald guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody tweeted
You
a
think
picture
Uncle
of him.
Ant fucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
do.
Uncle Ant.
Yep,
I think he does for sure.
Exactly. So things are going smoothly. We're going to see what happens. But as of right now, everybody seems like they're in a good place, which is why the preview, Demi's like ready to tear the beach apart. She's going to start making out with some people, breaking up some couples, which is why she's probably getting paid $600 a day instead of $400.
I was
At
going to say,
least.
and that's what the paycheck's coming for.
Yeah.
And that's why she's there. So I think that wraps it up for this recap, and we will be back once again for 2 nights next week.